Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Sut. Got the chef hat on back again. So what we're going to be cooking today, let me get it all opened up here. We're going to be cooking 2 bone-in Duroc pork chops. Going to lay them out here, had them thawing. So usually with my red meat, beef, anything like that, I prefer not to freeze it. Pork chops and stuff, I don't mind freezing. So, gonna get these seasoned up. We already got the fire getting warm out there. Gonna get them seasoned up, get them on the grill. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for a side tonight. I'm thinking maybe some mashed potatoes, something like that. We'll figure that out when we get there. Okay guys, so here are our pork chops for our seasonings today. We're just going to be using some Season It All, pepper, a little bit of salt, use sea salt, and some garlic powder. So that's going to be about it today. Not too crazy, nothing too fancy. Just get some salt on there. Pepper, I like a little bit more pepper than most people, so I'm pretty generous with the pepper. Get the Season It All. Gonna get that on there pretty good. I mean, everybody has their own opinions on how they like their stuff, so I like mine to be a little bit more. I'd rather have too much seasoning than not enough. Now the garlic I'm gonna go real light with, just a little sprinkle here and there. We'll flip these over. So as you can see, there's a bone right through here on these. When I cut it off the bone, I'll probably cut right along that line right there. We'll get that off there. Wipe my hands off here before I touch anything else. You don't want to cross-contaminate with that pork. I know y'all probably say, oh, well, you didn't wash with soap. You didn't do all that. Well, whatever. This ain't a restaurant, and only one going to be eating it is myself. So I'm not too concerned with any other opinions. Again, salt, pepper, just regular old school Season It All, getting it all over the stove. I'll have to clean that up later. No, don't you jump up there. Go. Them cats, you gotta watch them. They'll sneak up on you. There's food around, they think it's for them. So we got it all seasoned up and everything. Just gonna let our fire get hot. Alright guys, so pork chops are ready to go on. Fire's pretty ready. Just gonna throw them on there, let them go. I don't cover mine when I put them on the grill. I just let them go how it is. We're using a little small Weber grill today. I like to put my fire about half side of it. That way you have this side so you can kind of put it on the fire, take it off the fire, you know, control it, your heat a little bit more. So we're gonna let these guys cook till probably about 140 range. We'll check them with the internal temp is. All right, so they've been on for about 4 minutes. You give them a little flip here. You see starting to get some of that color change on that side. Oop. Drop that one. Like I said, so we're gonna start them over the fire. They still got a little bit of a fire there kicked up. That's okay. We're gonna save this side, so once they're getting close to being cooked all the way through, we'll move them off the fire, let them finish there. All right, so I'm a little interested in your guys' opinions. On pork, I'm a little bit more careful, but with red meat, fish, stuff like that, do you guys wash your utensils in between messing from the time it's raw, putting it on to cook, when it's finished, taking it off? With pork, I will rinse this off. Don't want to play any games. But with red meat, fish, stuff like that, I wouldn't bother washing it. I would just, it cooks. Plus, I like my red meat just about raw anyways. Old movie, Cowboy Way, he says, they ask him how would he like his steak prepared, and he says, just knock his horns off, wipe his nasty ass, and throw it on the plate. And that's about how I like mine. And so, just interested in your guys' opinions. Comment down below, let me know what you're thinking. All right, guys, so you can see we're probably about 8 minutes or so in. Starting to get a little browning on the outside. Fire's not terribly hot. Unlike beef, you don't want to really cook it too quick. You want it to cook all the way through on pork. Like I said, we will check the internal temp before we pull it off. Probably got about, I'd say 10 or 15 minutes maybe to go, it just depends. They're pretty thick, so it takes a little bit to get to the center. Flipping occasionally. We'll go ahead and flip it now. Let you guys get a look at that. So as you can see, you know, you're starting to get some grill marks on there and whatnot. And, for the most part, you wouldn't want to move it too much. It's, you know, if you want some fancy grill marks or whatever. I'm not patient enough to sit there and let it set long enough, so I have to keep flipping. So I usually ruin my grill marks that way. But if you want good grill marks, get a nice hot fire, get your grate real hot, set it once, let it cook, flip it over, let it cook, and then you want to go. So if you're laying like this for your grate marks, you're gonna go this way. You would just turn it and let them lay long ways at that point, and you have a nice little cross pattern there. Like I said, I'm not patient enough to sit here and watch it do that, so I flip it about every 2 or 3 minutes just because I get bored. All right, guys, so you can see starting to get a little bit more sizzle on there. We're really getting brown on the outside. Just want to let it go a little bit longer. You see right through here, it's a little brown. I mean, that's not burnt. You can scrape that off there if you want it. It's just a good sear on the outside. So once both sides gets that good sear, we'll take them from this side over the top of the fire. We're gonna move them to this side. Might throw the lid on right then, depending on what the temperature is on the inside at that point. But they're coming along nice. So we're gonna check our first internal temperature right about now. Going from the top to about the middle ways. So let's see, right now, right about 130 area. Got about 15 degrees to go. Some people check a few different places. See right there, right in the dead center, we're going probably about 125. I check at a few different spots. See out there, we're more about 140. You can check it, different spots. I'm not gonna tell you that it for sure has to be 145 at everywhere. So you'll see like right there, we're getting around let's see, that's 149 and going up. So getting real close. Like I said, so over here we're reading around 119 or so on that side. Like I said, 150. Down here closer to this bone, it's usually gonna be probably a little bit lower than normal because there's not much for the bone to, it's just bone, you can't really stick it in it, and so the meat's real thin right there. Going to continue flipping. As you can see, you're getting a nice little sear on the outside of these. Now, seeing this color change, we're gonna move them to where they're not so much right directly on top of the fire. Kind of put them on that outside area. Let them finish up there. Probably got about 5 or 10 minutes left to go. So now that we moved them off the fire a little bit, move this one off a little bit more, I will take the lid and cover for a few minutes just to hold some of that fire in all over. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I have my thermometer stuck through the vent. It's not in the meat, not doing anything. We're just kind of getting a temperature for what the inside of the grill is like right now. Right now we're holding around a 430 temperature, and that's just a little trick Cliff Tooley showed us. And so gonna pull that off of there, give them a flip again. They're gotta be getting pretty close. Got a nice good color on them. So let's check and see where we're at. That one's saying 160, 158. It's going down a little bit, very slow. So that one's probably about done. I'm gonna check over here. Usually on my pork chops, I check all 4 sides. I just don't like playing games with pork. Like I said, with red meat, I wouldn't even bother checking it. So we're reading, everything's over 145 here. About ready to pull off. So I'm gonna get the tray, we're gonna pull these off, and they're about ready. All right, so we're gonna pull them off of here. Just gonna throw them straight on a fancy paper plate. Well, if I can get a grip on it, get my tongs to unlock here. No fancy China like paper plates. So now we're just gonna throw the lid on there, let that fire die off. Want to turn that vent so the fire does die out. We'll go inside and get these things cut open. All right, we got them back inside. I'm just gonna cut one open, let you guys get a look on the inside of it. Nice cooked all the way through, looking good. I don't know if you guys can get a good look there at the angle or whatnot. It might be blocking some of the light, but it's nice and cooked all the way through. Still moist in the center. And so we're gonna enjoy these. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. These are Duroc bone-in pork chops. Like I said, this all through right here is a bone. You can actually cut along that bone, cut it right out of there if you want. So there's that, you know, cut that bone right off. Probably should have put it on a cutting board. Would have been easier to cut that off of there, but there you go. And from what I found, I've done these a few times. From what I find, you always get a little pink right there along that bone. Like I said, so that right there, that's meat, and then right there, that's solid bone once you get under that flesh. On this side of it, it's nice and white, cooked all the way through. Again, this is another bone right here. I'm gonna save that. I'll probably eat that for lunch tomorrow. I bought 2 in a package, but so that's all it is, guys. Let me adjust my camera here, see if I can get back in the view, guys. Another episode of Cooking with Sut. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got some good food. I did not do the mashed potatoes. You caught me. I'm not gonna lie. After I did this, I just didn't feel like messing with it, so I'm gonna have a nice dinner of meat tonight. No vegetables. Like I said in a previous video, my ancestors didn't fight their way to the top of the food chain for me to eat vegetables. And so, hope you guys have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.